show. The NoHo Diner. Excuse me, we do have food here. But I'm so excited about tonight. We have so many guests sitting in. And here it is. Here's the diner. That open mic showcase. And I'm looking for poets. I'm looking for musicians. I'm looking for wonderful comics over there. You hear them? Yeah, and actors, of course, and storytellers. So if you have a talent and you'd like to try it out, you have to see me and sign up. And it's a free event for the actor. What it's about? I'm here to promote the arts. The art of acting, the art of magic, and miracles. How about that? And now we have a special guest tonight. Bach for the trumpet or cornet. Here we go. And this man is a special man, I guess a star, of the Army Band that travels all around. And we're honored to have him as a trumpeter tonight because he is also an actor. He doesn't know that yet, but I'm working on that since I teach acting here. Anyway, without any further ado, here is the man himself, Keith. I had to say that word. Beyer. I always want to say Meyer, but it's Beyer, which is better. But you can't buy it. Well, you could buy it. You could rent services. Anyway, Keith Beyer. Ta-da!
Thank you, Justine, for that warm introduction.
Oh, well, you deserve it. A true patriot.
Let me cue up my page here. Now, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. I was kind of sifting through my head, which is sometimes can go deep, and sometimes not too deep. And I was kind of figuring, all right, Justine says for me to play something from the heart. I said, okay. And I know actors are storytellers, and I'm going to try to, I'm going to tell a story tonight through my trumpet. Just by this simple tune.
Wonderful.
It's Bach there's never anything more pleasing and more great than Bach. Bach is just a wonderful composer. And this is entitled Sleepers Awake. And I know Justine herds in the sheep all the time. She would just wants everybody to soak it in, love the moment, love their craft, whatever it is they're doing, acting, comicking, playing. Sleepers Awake. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
This is called Sleepers Awake. Kind of a soft lyrical thing to get everybody kind of warm with one another. Now I'm going to play a little bit more, just a little shorter one, a little more up tempo, if you will. I mean, this is not Bruno Mars we're talking about here, but he had to learn from somebody, and I think anybody learning from Bach is a very good way to start. Okay, so, and this name of this next tune is the Gigue for unaccompanied cello for trumpet. A Gigue is like a dance, you could say. Okay, here we go.
by itself, right? You're used to having an orchestra,
Right.
and how many people are usually in your...
In an orchestra, there's 60, maybe 100 orchestra, or you may be used to using a piano and trumpet, or a piano and singer, but never solo trumpet, and it's kind of like, what?
So you just played recently at the Memorial Day
There was Los Angeles National Cemetery.
Los Angeles National Cemetery. That's where all the military. That's down on near Wilshire Boulevard in the ocean. If you haven't been there, that's where they also have the Veterans Hospital and Veterans where
Cemetery.
we have another Air Force guy here tonight. Yep. Anyway, so it's an honor to be able to, he lives in the neighborhood and he came in last week and I said, can you do me a favor? I love the trumpet. Herb Albert was one of my favorites. I loved him and that's kind of stuff. And who was the band up in Ocean Shores that we saw? That big band. They had the trumpet. No. Remember? In the convention center? I can't think of their name right now myself.
I probably know it too.
Oh yeah. It was a famous band. They all came back from Seattle. Recording the best. They had a great line of trumpet players.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And I used to work with the Great Pacific Jazz Band here. And we had a saxophone, a trombone, and a trumpet, and a guitar, and solo. It was great. I mean, I was a little late.
Was it Molly Ringwald in that band?
Molly Ringwald's father's band. The Great Pacific Jazz Band. Yeah. We toured all the way up to Sacramento every year and along the coast, and then here in Toluca Lake, the Money Tree. It's gone, they don't have it anymore. There's a jazz club. I love the jazz, as well. So this is great. It's an honor to have you. Thanks for coming by. You're in the neighborhood, and I pulled them out tonight just to warm us up. So the other people that didn't come, well, let's hear it for
Yeah.
George watching on TV.
Keith. Yeah. Keith Beyer. And his trumpet.
And everybody knows his band.
Yeah. So when I get some other musicians, you can bring your fellow musicians in to play.
Oh yeah.
It's great. Why not? We'll have some fun, right? They tried having a music night here on Thursday nights, but I don't know what happened.
Oh no.
So I'll let you know if that materializes any further. So, okay, you're next.
Trying to wait for this girl, but she's taking forever.
Okay, so here we are working. Oh, okay, John. I'm going to save you for a little bit yet. I'm going to put up some poetry now. Since we had an Army guy, now we're going to have my guy who was the Air Force retired veteran. And he got into acting in my company at the TU Theater for a couple of years doing poetry on stage. We had it for 10 years here. Down on Vineland and Camarillo Street, there's a little theater. It's called the TU Studio Theater Unlimited. It's still there, but an acting coach took it over now, so I don't know if they're doing any live theater. But anyway, so Harry now is writing poetry, and he caught the bug, so to speak. We really jumped into it, and this is his, 10th poem he's written? About number 10 poem that he's written himself. So it's a little different than a rap arch, So he'll tell you what he's got for you tonight about rhymes and all that kind of stuff, okay? Come on up, Pat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My name's Harrietha, and like she said, I'm a retired Air Force flight simulator technician. So we taught all the generals how to fly when they were kids. You guys are so young, you just can't believe it, you know. But there they are. This one's called Bunnies. I'm redoing my backyard. I'm getting help so it won't be too hard. I want it to stay natural so the bunnies come back. Watching them play watching them play will mean the project's on track. And watching the deer and the bunnies play is the best thing about being at the beach. We can't feed them each, but we can create a perfect place for them to procreate at the beach. There are two types of people at the beach. There are fence people and there are wildlife friendly people. Fence people pride themselves on their gardens and they have their flowers and stuff just so, and everything's just perfect. But the chain link fence around it just ruins it. And from everywhere but inside, it looks awful because of the chain link fence. But anyway, they pride themselves in their gardens, and they don't care about their little friends, which if one of them snuck in their fence, could be the very end. The end.
Yeah, right. He's doing this.
Yeah.
Tell us where you're from and why you're writing about the beach and the rabbits at the beach. I'm curious.
Because we're redoing the backyard, and I expect the rabbits to come back.
Whereabouts is that?
We have a house by the ocean in Ocean Shores.
And that
We
is,
have a house on the canal
and that is where?
in Ocean Shores, Washington.
Okay. And how far is that from the capital?
From Olympia, about 100 miles west of Olympia.
Okay. Olympia is the capital, not Seattle.
Right.
I got it wrong. Okay, well that sounds good. Now, were you raised there, from there?
No. I moved there.
You moved there and you raised your kids there?
I bought a house on Lake Tahuya in Bremerton, and the lady next door had her child was burned in the trunk of her car. She was a fire lady, you know, a volunteer fire lady. And when that happened, we moved. And she was firing their firearms and stuff. One of them hit the house.
I understand
So we decided to move.
there's a lot of, it's near the water and they have bases there. What are the bases that are there?
Oh, around Bremerton, there's like 5 bases.
Like,
Big shipyard, submarine bases. You have to visit. There's too much to see, kind of.
Bremerton, right? Yeah, we were there and I saw the Navy.
That's the deep water port in the Puget Sound.
And your stepfather and father were both in the Navy.
Yeah, my stepdad and my dad were both in the Navy.
Wow, that's great. And your stepfather's still living up there, right?
Yeah, he still lives in Tacoma.
Okay.
My brother lives in Auburn, and my daughter Maria lives in Olympia.
Let me see you raise a hand. Has anybody been to Seattle here? All right, we got a few. Yeah.
Everybody.
So as you come, you're coming south, down from Seattle, and there's a peninsula. It's 26 miles, and it's called Ocean Shores. And it's used for military retired people or people that are raising families there nearby. Instead of living on the base, they have these wonderful houses, and they're very affordable. Right?
So far, yeah, they're going up though.
And beautiful, and the deer run wild, and they come and visit, and I've been there, and they had a baby fawn right on Harry's
Yeah,
lawn.
we have a forested backyard, and the deer use it, and they have the babies back there.
Right.
And the babies always come back to that place, you know.
There's
'cause that's where they're from.
five in the family, you should see them. They all line up across the boulevard, and they come straight through, and I get up early when I'm there, and I come out real slow, and they know my voice. Yeah, I have this piercing theatrical voice, right? So they know my voice, or I make sounds for the birds. It's amazing how the animals react. And they look and they wait. And, you know, I try to welcome there, because he has a canal right in the back. And they like to go and hide, and he has a forest in the back. It's really picturesque. So if any of you are lucky to go to Seattle, let us know, and you can come and visit.
Yeah. Party at the beach.
Yeah, there you go. Party at the beach at Harry's old place. It's one of the largest houses in Ocean Shores. Right, Harry?
Yep. Not
Okay.
everybody has 5 bedrooms.
So now that I took you on that journey, what else you got?
Oh, this is another one. It's called Advice.
Advice. Oh, I need
This
some
one's more
advice.
serious. All I've been hearing about is people's trauma. There's always a backstory amidst the drama. Seems everyone has advice and something to teach. Typically, it's okay, I will, just don't preach. Beating folks over the head with advice doesn't help, so just pick flowers and put them on the shelf. It's like we don't know what the future holds, and we don't know what will help, stitches or a well-placed suture. So it's one day at a time. Your advice may be worth a dime. So basically, your much speaking is just the predicate for your good time. When it's at someone else's expense, it becomes a misplaced pretense. Thank you. The end.
All right. Yeah. They like that. They like that back there. Did you enjoy Seattle? It's kind of interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was small when I lived there. But
Oh, you lived there one time.
yeah.
Oh,
for
okay.
2 years, yeah.
So did you swim in the Pacific Coast over there?
He was just a baby. Yeah, I was little.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
I like to look at the water though. Right at the ferry and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, and the tower, right? What is the tower called?
Space Needle.
The Space Needle. Space Needle.
1960.
I was only there once, actually.
It's getting old. I
I'm
can't wait
waiting
till
for them
tomorrow.
to get the place a little more settled down. Because to do film work there right now, it's dangerous. I'm not gonna say that. I don't know.
Are you whispering?
Oh, I'm whispering. I'm waiting to do some film work in Seattle. Yes, there's a lot of filming going on throughout that area, all the way down into Centralia,
Yeah.
right? Okay, these little towns. It's great to get away. It's a writer's dream. Okay, who's next?
I got 2 more.
Oh, 2 more. You see that? It's gonna got a book. Okay, go for it.
Okay, this one's called Habits. Yeah. It was neat to turn 21. Then I could stop for a beer after work and have a little cheer. It was great, then it became a habit, and then somewhere to veer. Somewhere to veer. Does that mean to veer away from? Okay. It become an obstacle and somewhere to stay clear. Okay. People who drink and drive have a wake-up call, say almost hitting a pedestrian. Then bang, they hit a wall. Marijuana seems more manageable after all. Just watch out for the downfall. You just have to be sober enough to make the call. To pass on the fall.
Pass on the fall,
Yeah.
okay. Anyway, you wrote that, right? All of that you wrote.
Of course, this afternoon.
This afternoon.
Yeah, after
So that's pretty good for an Air Force guy, right?
Yeah.
All right. And an actor. He did one movie at Universal, so I helped get him
You got
ready
one
for
more?
that.
Yeah.
Oh, he has one more. Okay.
Okay. This poem has no theme. It uses a pattern of rhyming words like dirt. The next word suggests romance. The first rhyming word is flirt. The next one reminds me of playing with the hose. You squeeze the end and then make a squirt. The next one reminds me of being on point, ready for anything. Alert. The next one is like an avoidance system. When something is repellent to you, you shirk it. Avoid it like the plague. You don't get any on you like on your shirt. The only one left is to divert. This one is hard to act out, unlike flirt. Thank you, folks.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
Diresta is a very special comedian. You know why?
Why?
Not only is he funny and good, and he knows the streets of New York because he was a cop from New York City. Am I right?
Yeah, long time ago.
Long time, let's hear it from him. It's in your blood. And he did a lot of good things for New York, and I'm a New Yorker myself, so I'm going to think very highly of the city.
Where are you from in New York?
Queens,
Alright, so am I. What part?
Ridgewood.
Oh, I'm from Far Rockaway.
Oh, see, he's closer to the ocean.
Yeah,
Rockaway, right there.
right by the ocean.
Yeah, well, there you go. Tell us a couple of good things and have fun. See.
Thank you.
There you go.
That was good. I'm gonna try that.
Right? You gotta.
Yeah.
Gotta see if we can.
Yeah, usually when you tell people right up front you're a cop, they think you're a douchebag, but I was the best cop you could ever meet. I was a cop in the subway of New York for 12 years.
Oh my God.
12 years.
I rode those subways.
Yeah, you remember that we had just the transit police. I was a transit cop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God for that. That's what they need here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No?
You know what our motto was in the transit police was, you ride, we hide.
Right. And didn't they we also had police on the horses.
Yeah, well, that was a mounted, not in the subway. There was
No. Oh, no,
Yeah,
not the
no.
subway. Well, I'm trying to be funny.
We rode the rat. We were big rats. We rode big rats.
Oh, no.
No, there was 3,000 New York City transit cops and 40,000 NYPD. And Eddie Murphy, the most famous comedian ever lived, his dad was a New York City transit cop.
Really?
Wow.
That's amazing.
Abdul Jabbar, his dad was a New York City transit cop.
Well, what about Telly Savalas?
Kelly Savalas was an actor from Greece. He was Greek.
He played the cop,
He
right?
played a cop, but not a transit cop.
Yeah, he does.
You know what the most famous transit cop everybody would know? Remember the movie Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3?
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
original? Those were all transit cops in the movie. But I was a transit cop from 1986 to 1998. I did 12 years in the subway.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And I worked in Coney Island. You guys know Coney Island?
Oh, yeah.
And it was so dangerous that the very first night I worked as a New York City transit cop was the fall of 1986. I did a 4 to 12. I went on duty at 4, I got off at midnight. And Coney Island was so dangerous that night at 9 p.m., a hooker was killed with a bow and arrow.
Oh, God.
I don't like this guy.
Oh, no.
And I'll never forget it because
Is that true, John? You're making that up.
I was supposed to meet her at 12:15.
Oh,
I stepped on my punchline. It is true. You can Google it up, right? Watch this. Have him check. Coney Island, 1986, fall of 86. I think her name was Lucy.
And they were known for the amusement park.
Yeah. It was the world's playground.
Oh.
Coney Island in 1905, 1910 was the world's playground. People from all around the world.
It's true, it's
Yeah.
true. My father and my mother had a cabana down there.
Right,
Yeah.
but in 1986 it was just a lot of homeless people, a lot of crack whores, and
The good old days.
yeah, the good old days.
Just.
You know you're killing it when you have to hold for the French fry delivery.
You're popular, you'll have some.
No, I don't mind. The French fries here are good.
Yeah.
The food here at the NoHo Diner is fit for a king. Come here, king. And I've been to Lincoln City, Oregon as a comedian. You know, the beach up there. And I've been to, I did a one-nighter in Olympia at a place called The Go. I did 2 shows in Hong Kong as a stand-up comedian. I flew all the way to Hong Kong. And in 3 weeks from now, I'm in Boca Raton, Florida. Two big shows in Boca Raton.
Oh my God.
And I was born in Queens, I grew up in Long Island in a very Jewish neighborhood. And in kindergarten, they asked every single kid where their grandparents lived. And all the little Jewish kids all said, Boca Raton, Boca Raton. Every single kid's grandparent. I thought it was the law. I'll hold for the motorcycle.
Yeah.
I thought it was Boca Raton to me meant like this Shangri-La. You know what I mean? Like grandparent love. Like for the last 55 years, I had this crazy thought that Boca Raton was like a Shangri-La. And I found out about 5 minutes ago. You know what Boca Raton means?
No.
Mouth of the rat.
Oh. Well.
That's right.
Has my whole life been a lie?
No.
And she didn't mention up front, I'm in a couple of movies. I'm in Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. I'm in Miss Congeniality 2, and my character gets shot right in the chest, point blank, in the opening scene.
Good credit.
Yeah. And then I'm in a movie with Robert De Niro called 15 Minutes, and my character gets shot right in the shoulder.
Oh.
So I got shot in a movie with Robert De Niro, I got shot in a movie with Sandra Bullock, and about an hour ago my agent called and said, "Hey John, it's Roger, I got a huge audition with an A-list star." I said, "Who is it?" He goes, "Alec Baldwin."
Uh-oh.
I said, "You're breaking up." He goes, "I can hear you fine. Are you gonna be there?" I said, "I'm booked at the NoHo Diner."
Right on.
"We'll make it for the Tuesday." "Nah, I got cancer."
Oh.
You get it? I don't want to be in a movie with my odds are gonna run out.
I know.
My odds are gonna run out.
All right.
Do you put lemon on your French fries?
No, but I see.
I like your New York accent.
Oh, you do, thank you.
Yeah. A lot of people say I have a New York accent. I don't notice it. You know, I've been out in LA 27 years. I quit the NYP. By the time I quit, I was a New York City cop. They took us over. So I quit the NYPD. I moved here 27 years ago to be an actor and a comedian. And now I'm at the NoHo Diner.
He's on his way up, though.
I'll be giving dry hand jobs in my van. $20 cash, 30 by Zelle. It's a tough business. I used to be a big fatso too. I lost a lot of weight. I'm on Ozempic. I lost a lot of weight.
Wow.
And everybody wants to know what's the #1 side effect for Ozempic. Do you know what it is?
Yes.
You lose, you got it. This is not a magic trick. I have the ass of a Korean woman. Look.
Oh my gosh.
Well, look if it gets caught in my ass crack. Look. It looks like I'm getting a blowjob from a superhero. Look, I'm famous. Whoa.
That's all right.
Is this you?
Yeah.
You look very nice there.
Yeah, my daughter bought me this shirt to match that. It looks like.
I would give you
that picture.
I'd give you an acting gig off of that. I'm also a woodworker. I made the stage here. I do custom woodwork, and that's my.
You want me to go to Boca with you and make a stage?
That's funny. No, it's a really nice club. And I'm going to see my new girlfriend. You don't have a new girlfriend?
No.
From Long Island. She got a wicked New York accent.
Right.
Wicked New York accent.
Where is she from?
She sounds like Andrea Dice Clay. She's from the 5 towns, like I am. You know the 5 towns? Eulip, Woodmere, Cedarhurst.
Oh, yeah.
I'm from the most Jewish neighborhood in America. And we were the only white trash on the block. You know, we were the poor Catholic kids. And my mom's Christmas lights are still on. White trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she lives in Boca Raton. And I was dating a younger girl for a while. I'm 60 years old. I was dating a girl that was 34. And a lot of people said, "You don't think she's too young?" I said, "Well, she's 5 days older than my oldest child, so that's okay."
That's okay.
And the young girl was a MILF. You guys know what a MILF is? A millennial. I'd like to hook. I'm trying to keep it clean. But now this new one is older than me. She's very sexy. She's right out of like a Goodfellas, Italian, the tan, the fingernails. She's older though. She's a GILF. You know what a GILF is?
No.
A guinea I'd like to fuck.
Okay. Uh-oh.
It's supposed to be grandma. I
Well,
like that.
you see,
It's a very sexy grandma.
a lot of different names are flying around, and people worry about that, and I don't worry about anything because it's just for fun.
It's all for fun. And my son is a stay-at-home son. He's 35 years old. He's actually moved out twice. Well, he went to prison.
No, that was a result of COVID.
He went to a really cool college. It had bars on the windows.
Yeah.
I have 3 kids and now I have a grandson. I love my grandson more than I love my own son. And a strange thing happened. My grandson was born on the other side of the hill. And who knew how woke it was? It's very woke. I brought flowers. I'm walking down the hallway and the nurse says, "Excuse me, sir, who are you?" I said, "I'm the grandfather in this room." And she actually said, "We don't use that terminology in this hospital.
What?
You're the grand they."
Oh, please.
I go, "No, I'm the grandfather." She goes, "You're the grand them." I said, "I'm the grandfather." She goes, "You're the grand non-ovulating human being."
Oh my God.
What is this world coming to? We don't know the difference between a man and a woman.
Yeah.
I was married for 33 years. I know the difference. A man has a dick, and a woman has a contrarian view of everything the man does, says. It was a left turn. It wasn't the real word.
Well, you can tell it as it is now.
Any questions before I wrap it up? Any questions?
Well, I think.
I'm in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Anybody remember that movie? I'm in that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Matthew McConaughey. I'm his
Oh,
brother.
I love him.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, he's very charming. Out of everybody I've ever met, he's the most charming man I've ever met.
Did you ever work with Al Pacino?
I have not. I know you did you?
I did. Yeah.
I'm in a movie with Robert De Niro. I hung out with him for 6 months.
That counts.
Oh wow.
And he didn't speak politics at all. It was 1999. Everyone always asks. Yeah, no, I like Al Pacino. I'd like to do a movie with him.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. I like Serpico.
Yeah, I was in Serpico.
You are?
Yes, I was a police officer's wife in Serpico.
Wow.
I'm still seeing in the opening, it's, they have these tapes out as well as the CDs. So I don't know what's happened with the DVDs. But I know I'm in the regular old tape, because we did that it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Probably too young from your days, right?
Yeah.
A couple of the youngins over there.
All right, well, thank you guys for having me. And
Yeah, always.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, we're back. And welcome everybody that has just come. And we have a few seats right in the back there on reserve for special guests. And we have one of those special guests. And this young lady knew me like 15 years ago. And
She's being nice.
being nice, maybe 20 years ago, we knew each other from church. And recently, she had to come and go, and she has these wonderful 8 children.
Yeah.
I know, she delivered 8 children. It's amazing. And I'll let her share about that. And now she's back because the kids are grown and she's free now to be an actress.
Yeah.
And I saw her come back into our church and she came running to me as if I was just missing her a year. And it was several years, right? So here she is. This is Ruby Snowden.
Snowden. Okay, I know
Snowden.
Snowden.
I know why.
Like the movie Snowden? Yes, that's my cousin.
But I have to say, wait a minute. She's from Chicago. A lot of snow there.
It is a lot of snow.
That's why I thought you were using Snowden.
No. I grew up, the kids literally thought I had made it snow because of my last name. I had to fight every day of my life in the winter time.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to let her tell you her story a little bit.
There's nothing to be about that.
And then she has something to read for us. But it's a wonderful thing because we share, our faith together, and we help people. And she's on the committee with us. We're doing the feeding once a month. We give a hot homemade meal, a dinner, at the church, the First Baptist Church right down the street off of Lancashire and Otsego. Check it out. It's gonna be there 98 years, the building, the whole building. But it has been a church all the time and a school. Hands for Hope is there for single parents, free education, all that good stuff. And I'm there, I go in on occasion and teach the young kids, teenagers and younger, acting. And it's wonderful. But the singing is tremendous, right? We love it. We have great musicians there. I'm gonna get our friend that was just here, Mr. Beyer. Keith Beyer, his new name I gotta get. Keith Beyer? Jimmy Lou knows, our cinematographer. He's got it because he's put him in the credits. Okay.
And you can prove it.
There we go. So here she is, Ruby.
Hi guys, my name is Ruby Snowden, and I want to start by saying a few things on how I first started going to church.
Okay.
The first time I went to church, I was in Chicago. I think I was around 7 or 8. My brother and my sister went with me. That day, it was baptism. I didn't know what that was until I went to church, okay? So, at the end of the sermon, the pastor was giving the baptisms. My brother saw him dunking one person in the water. He ran out the church and said, "Oh my God, he's drowning people!"
Wow.
I thought he was cuckoo when he said that. When I made it home, I told him, "That was called baptism, brother." And he's like, "Oh, no. Don't nobody supposed to be ducking nobody in the water." I was like, "That's baptism. You're being baptized. You know about the 10 Commandments. Come on." The second time I went to church, well, I grew up in Chicago. My aunt, she was, but they say Mason, but she was a female. She was an evening star or something. Anyway, she didn't do church. She did parties, okay? That's what she did. No churches in the house where I grew up. It was all parties. But when I was 14, I moved to Arkansas. And my aunt out there, she was into church. So we had to be in church every Sunday. So one Sunday, I decided to pretend like I was sick and I couldn't go to church. So I decided to do everyone's chores. The house was so clean when everybody got home. And see, in Arkansas, I don't mean to say this, but at that time, black people only went to church, only went to the movies on Sunday. Every other day was for the other people, wasn't for us. But anyway, so as everyone was getting ready to go to the movies, I got dressed. My auntie's giving everybody their little money to go to the movies to buy their little zuzus and wham-whams. She looked at me and said, "Where do you think you're going?" I said, "I'm finna go to the movies." She said, baby. If you too sick to praise God, you too sick to go to church. Go to the movies. So that's when I realized I need to stay in church. So, years passed. I moved here to California. I was on Crenshaw and Stalker. I was walking. I had some red shorts on. A guy rolled up on his bike and said, "What you riding?" And I looked at him, "What I'm riding? I'm riding Jesus." He looked at me and said, "Oh, you one of them crazy." Boop, 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 boop. I need to go and said, "Honey, you need to be riding Jesus yourself." That part. That's the end of that little story. There's other stories on top of that, but that's at another day.
Wow.
Okay, so here I'm in California. I was doing telemarketing, and I was having a really bad day, so I thought I'd write a song.
All right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna read it as a play, a poem.
You can sing it out.
No. I don't want to kill nobody's eardrums right now. Ain't no music behind it.
That's all right.
Okay, so the poem is called "Dear Lord." Dear Lord, you are all I need to get by. Dear Lord, like sweet morning dew. When I wake up to you, it's like a dream come true. Because you are my destiny. You are always by my side. Dear Lord, you are all I need to get by. Remember, that is a song. You're all I need to get by. So I took that little verse off of that. And then I put the ending on it. Blessing me day and night, you are all I need to get by. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
That's a good motto. All right. That's a good motto because it helps out all of us, right?
Yes.
And God is always there.
Yes.
Whether you know it or not, He is present. Okay? So, if you feel you're feeling lonely, take a moment, talk to God. Okay? He gave us the Spirit inside of us. And if you feel you're not humble enough to talk to God and the Lord Jesus, just talk to your spirit inside. And that's called we call it the Holy Spirit. And that's a wonderful thing because you can make a connection. The Holy Spirit acts like angels. And I heard recently that some of my Catholic friends told me, well, the angels also carry messages to God. I didn't know that. I didn't see that concept.
Is that Catholic?
Well, she said it was known to the Catholics that they prayed more to the saints and the angels. So anyway, who's to say? It's a supernatural and God created it all, so higher power, whatever works to get you to heaven. That's the most important thing. And we know it's Jesus for us. So. Okay, now, anybody else want to come to the mic? You want to come up and say hello? No? Jimmy Lou is our videographer and cinematographer. He does that as well. He helped me do a movie or two. And his wife is here tonight to join us, Gigi. And she came a long way, right? From originally, where are you from? Hong Kong. She's from Hong Kong. She's been here for many years already, right? Yeah, many years. And they are happily married. And Jimmy Lou is a colleague of mine from Cal State Northridge, and that's how we met in university, and we made some films together. So it's a very exciting time for me. So I don't really have anything special to read to you tonight. So I had some emergencies in my home back in New York. So my heart's been very filled for my brother. He had open heart surgery, 12 hours, and then he had some complications later on. They had to go in again, another 4 hours, and then he got an infection in his arm, and they had to go in again. So he's had it. And I said, never give up, always hope. There's always hope that miracles can happen. We grew up together in the streets of Queens, Brooklyn, and our father died when we were both, 2 and 4 years old. And my mother never remarried, so things were hard. But my brother became a musician. He was a singer and a guitar player, and then he got into printing, and he did magazines when the New York Magazine came out, and a few others that he was involved in as a production manager.
That's world-class stuff.
Yeah, those were the days, as we used to say. Those were the days, my friend, we thought they never end. Who was that? Who was saying that?
Liza Minnelli.
No. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. You remember that?
I think I do.
It was in the Village of New York. They used to sing that song, right? Right, John?
I know it was from the movie Cabaret.
Oh, Cabaret, there you go, thank you. Oh, that's
Starring
right.
Liza Minnelli.
Oh, yeah, Liza Minnelli. All right, well, she was one of the stars that did sing that song, right? And I thought it was from the, like, the Mama and Papa era, you know? Mama and Papa. Anyway, so I have here, let's see. Do not take life experiences too seriously. Above all, do not let them hurt you, for in reality, they are nothing but dream experiences. If circumstances are bad in your life, and you have to bear them, do not make them a part of yourself. Detach yourself from these kind of problems and turn to God.
That's good.
Play your part in life, but never forget that it is only a role at that moment in time. But remember, God is always there for you and can do things that we can't do. With God, all things are possible. I truly believe that. And I will give a testimony that I have met spirits in my life. When I was 12 years old, an angel came at the foot of my bed. I had pneumonia, and my mother was out working. She worked several jobs, my mother, and one of them was in a Chinese nightclub in my neighborhood, Ridgewood, Queens. It was known for famous comics, believe it or not. Yes.
What was the name of the place?
The Ridgewood Terrace.
Okay.
You've heard of it, right?
I have not.
No, okay. It was probably before your time I'm talking about, because I heard about those stories anyway. I did go to the Ridgewood Terrace when my mother was working the night because I wanted to see, they had, in those days they had impersonators, body impersonators, and strippers. They had strippers actually, but not complete.
You know, they're called exotic dancers.
Now they're called exotic dancers. Well, anyway, those people, Gigi, and they're from Hong Kong, and I have been there. They became our babysitters. They were so good to us. Irving Wong was his name, and his wife was Gina, I think. And she had passed on, and he offered to take us driving around in his Cadillac in New York and everything. He was a wonderful man. He wanted to marry my mother, but she would never marry anybody after my dad. So that's what happens. But that was a good story that we had these people in our neighborhood that helped us out.
Was that because your mom couldn't find anyone handsome enough?
No, my father was a very handsome man. Yes, that's true. But she was fussy because she was afraid that when we get a new partner, that your partner is maybe gonna interfere with the children or hurt the children in some way or boss the children around. That's what it was. So she was afraid. She said, I can't trust anybody. I don't know. She was very popular, my mom. She used to go dancing. There was a dance hall, John, off of Broadway, from where the Copacabana was.
Okay.
Roseland.
Got it.
Yeah, my mother was one of those Roseland great dancers. Yeah, she was, Roseland. My uncle was too. My Uncle Joe was
Oh, they did the ballroom dancing stuff. Right?
Ballroom dancing was a big thing, and then they were all, my family is half Italian, so I'm half Italian, and those guys were gamblers, professional gamblers, just like they have in the movies, and they would fly them in from Brooklyn, New York, if they were betting high enough. So they got free rides and all that. I used to hear about that until I got to Vegas when I came here in 1980. So I've been here a long time making movies. I've been in about 25 major films. And Like John said, I got to work with the stars. My first movie, believe it or not, and my heart goes out and for that loss, is Gene Hackman, French Connection. I was just 21 then. So,
I'm gonna go and watch it too.
well, I'm probably on the cutting room floor because he got to know me. I served him coffee while they were dragging cars underneath this elevated train. And that train, John, was on Myrtle Avenue L.
Okay.
Queens, went from Metropolitan Avenue down into Brooklyn. And made connections to Far Rockaway.
There you go.
There you go, see? That's how it was. And Steeplechase, I forgot, I wanted to tell you about Steeplechase, was where John was talking earlier. In Brooklyn, they had all the amusement parks, and they had the biggest wooden slide. Remember that?
Yeah.
Biggest wooden slide ever in the country, in the United States anyway. And I did that slide. I was a very adventurous kid. So, and my grandmother's brother was working there. It was a great story. And now they have redone the pier in Brooklyn because of the floods or something. John, when did that happen?
What's that?
When Far Rockaway, and Rockaway in Brooklyn there, that got wrecked the whole day.
Oh, yeah, that was Hurricane Sandy?
I don't remember. That's why I'm asking you. I don't remember the name of that because that was about Brooklyn. To get there was a 40-minute ride on the subway from the R train or something where I lived, and the elevated train, and then I don't know, you switch over, John, to another line. You go out to Far Rockaway, right?
Far Rockaway was the A line.
The A line, okay, see, they had numbers on them, and they had letters on these. A lot of trains. And those trains, boy, when were they built?
So the A train was the oldest train in the whole thing.
The whole thing?
I think they're all replaced now.
From the 40s? Do you think it was the 40s? In 1940?
They're all new now.
Yeah, they're all new now. Everything is new. Everything is nice. So don't get scared. You can visit New York. And do you think they're going to have the police back in the trains?
I think they do, yeah.
Yeah, I think they do also. So check it out. Don't be afraid. And I think that's all I have to say today with this. Anybody else want to talk? John, you want to come back?
No, I'm gonna boogie.
You're going to boogie?
Got an early morning.
Okay, well, be outrageous. People who achieve mastery have the ability to be outrageous. Dare to try.
All right,
Thank
see you
you.
next week.
Thank you so much.
You got it, thank you.
Very good, I enjoyed you.
Yeah. All right.
I love to hear his stories, right? Right from the streets of New York.
He's walking that boat.
And I didn't tell him, my nephew was a rookie cop
You told him that last time.
at 9/11.
You told him that.
Yeah, and my friend Jennifer Clark from the church here, she was on the other side of the bridge, and my nephew was receiving those people. Now, who would have thought that Jennifer Clark would come to be my best friend at the Baptist church up here, First Baptist, right? She's from Jamaica, the island of Jamaica, one of my best friends. And now I gave her a scholarship because she had a beautiful singing voice, and I used to be a cocktail waitress at the Tail of the Cock, and I sang around the piano with famous people. Famous piano players came in, and U.B. Blake, who invented the Charleston rag, as I'm talking about in the 1890s or something.
Those guys.
He was like the big famous, one of the biggest famous black artists, really, ever. And I got to meet him, have my picture taken with him. And Jim Turner was there, and he played at his funeral on Broadway. It's a big thing. So I'm from the jazz world too. I really enjoy the musicians, you know. So and there's no better than those people of color to bring jazz alive, and rhythm and blues and ragtime. I studied all of that at my own friends. Yeah. And I studied at Valley College, that as well as Cal State Northern. And then, of course, I was at the American Musical Dramatic Academy in New York City, where I studied music. And I got to work with all these great, famous piano players. It was great. So I'm about wanting to give back opportunities for people that have talents. I had a 10-year-old in here last week. He came from this new little Christian church back here. They opened up, and the teachers came in, and they heard about us, and they brought 6 people with them. And a 10-year-old, he got up. He wanted to speak. And I had to get him on the side first and say, what do you want to talk about? I'll ask you 3 questions. What do you want to be when you grow up? What's your favorite subject in school? How do you like school these days? And who's your favorite friend? And he answered every one of those questions. So I welcomed, and he's real cute, and smiles, Spanish speaking, he's so adorable. And his mother was here, she was so proud. So hopefully they'll come back.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm on TV, I can't
And I heard that they're doing musicals already at that little Christian church called the North Hollywood Christian Church. It's a new one. They had a bigger one there associated with that that school that was there. No, the church that was there. And I went there for a job, but the Lutherans didn't want a Lutheran that came from a certain area. The
other Senate?
The Wisconsin Synod. They have these things called synods that teach the Bible according to different regions of the map, you know, where they're from. And can be Germany too. Because the Lutherans were German. In Germany, Martin Luther was a priest. And he got excommunicated because he read the Bible. He's one of the few that could read it in English. And then he translated it into German. And this was in Germany. It's in our history. It's in American history to do with what was going on in Europe, right? And that goes back to the 16th century. Now, I played his wife when I did some theater all around town. I wanted to be Katharina Luther. She was Martin Luther's, the priest that was excommunicated from the church. And then he was given grace forgiveness later on by the Pope. That said, don't worry, we accept the fact that he only meant good things, that God is love, God is love. He loves us all, we're all children of God. I don't believe in the word racism at all. I think God made us this way so that we learn from each other and share each other's cultures. And when I say culture, I mean heritage, where you're coming from, where you were born. You learn different things, right? You learn different cookings, you learn different ways of living, dress, style, dancing, everything. And there's nothing greater than learning from other people from different countries and also from America, different parts of America. Like in the South, you know, we had a lot of banjo going on, and that's where the South came in with all the great, what did I say? Ragtime music going from those days, and gospel singers. It originated in, that's what I love about this First Baptist Church over here. If you folks ever want to come, they have a band and everything, and Sherry Payne from the Supremes, she sings there. She does a lot of solo work, and I've sung with her myself up there, and it's a wonderful experience. And we all treat each other equally, no matter where you're from. And like you see, the pastor there is married to a Japanese woman, Yeah, Kathy Woodcock. And he's from here. He's a Midwesterner. And he got his PhD and became a minister there. And it's a melting pot. And we used to, when I was a preschool teacher, we'd say, the world in many colors, and like stir it up as milk. The world is a melting pot, you know, just stir it up. And everywhere's a rainbow, there's many kinds of people. Da 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 da. I don't remember all the words. I have been retired from preschool 5 years already, but I did it part-time when I had my degree. I went back to Valley College to get my units I needed. 3 units, 3 different classes in child development. And I aced them, I got scholarships. It was so great incentive. But I learned music in Valley College. We had a singing orchestra, and I was in that. We had gowns made in blue for us. We made performances. We even went on television. And I had my own TV show then. I used to interview
You had an
people.
office too, didn't you?
I had my own, I was the Fine Arts Commissioner. Oh, it was wonderful. I was really into it then. I didn't know you then though, Jimmy, right?
Nope.
Valley College. That was in the 80s when I came in from New York. Because I was too poor, our family was poor, only my brother got the education because my mother could afford one of us. And she'd say, don't worry, you're gonna marry someone really rich and, you know, take care of you, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? I never did that. It just never happened because I had all this talent going on and opportunity. God opened doors for me. And I really truly have to tell you, when I met that angel when I was 12 years old, while my mother was in the Chinese restaurant and I was home, my brother was there, but he wasn't doing anything. And I saw this angel that told me, do not be afraid. I am with you always. And that's in the Bible, words that Jesus said, you know. And he said, don't worry. And I said, oh, I'm afraid. I thought my real father, who I don't even know, I thought he was coming back to take me to die. And Jesus said, no, not yet. You have a long time yet to go. So I lived with that, and that gave me inspiration. By the time I got out of high school, over Cleveland in Queens, New York, my teacher said, I think you need to audition for a scholarship. And we have several coming from New York, American Musical and Dramatic Academy. And I won the Sammy Davis Jr. Scholarship. How do you like that? That's amazing. I had to sing, I sang a 5-page song called, His Name is Mr. Snow. His name is Mr. Snow. And that is from a very famous American musical called The Carousel. It's a love story and whatever. And I sang that, and I sang my heart out singing that song. And then I had to do a little dance as well. And I used it in the monologue that I performed. It was about a little girl walking down a railroad station in the South. And I do accents too, you know. So I was playing the Southerner. And I think it was so hot, but I had to go down the railroad track because I was looking for my brother to get on the railroad train and go for a ride. But he left me at the river, and this is true. Delaware River was right there, and we climbed up, you know, we were adventurous. We climbed up the side of the mountain there, and it's the railroad Erie-Lackawanna train. This guy John is from New York. He would like to hear that story, I'm sure. But anyway, that's how it went for me. The doors, you know, it says knock and the door will be opened unto you. So what does knock mean? It means knock
Means
Call
ask.
on the Lord,
Ask.
right?
Ask.
Ask is another knock with the wood. You're gonna come in and the Lord's gonna invite you to wonderful opportunities. And if it's about love, that's what God is all about. It's about love, and the world is full of sin. And we still have a lot of sin and hate that was going on. This state especially, with the administration. And it went back several generations there, of years, several decades, 30 decades of hate. People hating each other and wanting to dominate everything in here in the United States of America. They wanted it to become socialism, actually. Some of them, right? Some of them did. And they wanted the control. And we have other people in the world that want to control, like communist leaders. Hey, come on in. We just missed John.
I miss him, okay.
Yeah, he was here a long time. He gave a wonderful talk this time.
Oh, you gave a talk?
Oh yeah, gave a talk, really good. Got New York. Of course, we loved it. Anyway, my fellow friend,
Thank you.
colleague is here, and he has the Friday and Saturday night open mic. I have it outside by the door right here as you enter.
Pardon?
I have the sign for your. I put it there while I'm working because people were coming in. I wanted them to see the sign.
Oh, I see.
Friday and Saturday night, folks, we do have a free open mic as well. And it's run by a colleague of mine. I studied acting with me and we did some theater together. Richie the C, right here. Yeah. So Richie, you want to come up and end our wonderful set? We had a wonderful time here tonight, and I want to thank everybody that participated and our wonderful audience there in the back. Woo! You're welcome to come anytime, you guys, and if you want to participate
Here's your teaching.
and see what I do, come here, or I can give you something to read, or whatever you want to do, sing a song, bring a friend. Okay? You can sing, and you can sing with your, we have a mic, but I'm not using the mic. When I have a small group like this, we set up. We have a microphone, cordless, and we have a platform stage for two. That's the platform that this man John made for us.
What did John make?
Yeah, you could do that.
John made the stage.
Yes, he did. He did. He made it here for us, right? And he,
Okay, thank you. We're getting stuff to read. They've got newspapers here. They've got this lovely menu.
And the New York Times, yeah.
Yeah, New York and the LA
We talked
Times.
about New York today.
They did.
No, we did.
Oh, we did. Okay.
John, yeah. Okay, Richie the C, he's here Friday nights from 10 to 12. Or however long. Thanks.
Well, yeah, we're just let people stop showing.
And come back and do something.
I live just down the street.
Do that?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'm hardly out here. What's your name? My name is Monty. Yeah, and I'm from East LA, so I rarely.
East Los.
East Los?
My mother used to work at
You want
county.
me to call you?
Oh, okay.
That's like that's the border.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here Wednesday.
East LA, yeah.
And actually, at the end of this month, we're going away to
They're going away
Seattle.
to Seattle.
Yeah, I teach acting up there.
She teaches
Harry.
acting up there.
And Harry has a house over there.
And Harry has a house over there.
I'm just.
Well, I just want to
My echo.
I want people in Instagram land to know. How there, everybody.
Oh, yes, please do.
I just don't want to think people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I took a photo.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have the mic here. We have. Well, you're coming from all the way from East. Actually, if you got here late enough, there wouldn't be much traffic.
And I was just in the area. And I
Okay.
was somewhere.
Well, you see, this mic is over here. Ours is down there, where the pandas are.
I do variety.
Anyway,
I like comedy, so.
Yeah.
they,
It depends on who comes in. I try to keep
Any-
my classy
Thank you, everybody. Wasn't expecting to be here, but
Not too rough.
if you like the sunshine, you could learn Meisner here. But she'll also be in the Seattle area if you want to learn
Got a history to it too.
Meisner technique and maybe a cooler environment. You know,
What do you do?
everything helps, right? You know, if you wanted to be Lawrence of Arabia, you might want to setting a little bit more, a little bit drier, a little bit more like the desert. But you know, if you were reversing, let's say, the Caine Mutiny or A Perfect Storm, maybe Seattle would be better for you. You know, there's all kinds of reasons. Or you think you know, the Brady Bunch was shot not that far from here in Studio City. Did what? Yes, it was. But let's say if you were doing a scene from Frasier, you might want to do that in Seattle, since that was where that show was made.
No, that's just.
And I'm rambling. There's nothing, you know, nothing inspires you to project, focus you on your activity, than a little bit of, you know, ambient noise out here. But you can't let these, you know, everyone does what they can. Sometimes they just want to promote the diner. You can't get mad at stuff like that. And you know what? Is it going to get better? I don't, pardon?
He's trying to tell her something.
Also,
You're making too much noise.
no, it's good fodder for comedy. See, sometimes you just have to, sometimes you have to let, use what the world gives you to be funny. And sometimes you have to let other people just give you the funny. Because you try to do other things in entertainment. Sometimes it's just people that you meet. Me, I'm no different. I started dating a clown. It's not what you think.
Here you are.
It's all makeup sex. Oh!
Here you are.
For a second, for a second I didn't even know you were here. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. No.
Yeah.
This is
Good. He's on a roll right now. Harry, did you get your iced tea?
Yeah, finally.
Did you get your lemon for it?
No.
Do you want it?
so there. So now cover again. Friday, Saturday nights here in the NoHo Diner, the beautiful NoHo Arts District, where women are allowed anyway. Corner of Tahunga and Magnolia, not far from the Lankershim Comedy Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Yes.
Comedy ghetto. I like it.
Well,
Not true.
we've got Universal Bar and Grill, Comedy Chateau, Ha Ha Cafe, and this. And probably some other things that I haven't thought of. But anyway, I was trying to make, you know, sometimes it's not, it's what, well, sometimes it's what you know, but it's also who you know.
It is.
Yeah. So like I said, I started dating a clown. It's not what you think.
Is that why you shaved your head?
No, I did. I did that so that so that if I got lost, people could find me. They could see the. But sometimes the pilots complain about the reflection. I can't go outside. I started in. It's not what you think, Justine.
No.
It's all makeup sex. Kaboom.
I like it. You're one of the few men that have the bald head that I like yours.
Oh, thank you.
Because it's very nicely rounded, natural skin, and good looks.
You know, and I had to work at that. I wasn't just born with this head. I had to shape it.
Well,
So like I said, it's also, you know, when your girlfriend talks about her exes, that's one thing. But when she's a clown, those are some really big shoes to fill.
well, yeah.
And in LA, it's hard enough. You know, when people think, but I thought this girl was always into me. I thought she was so into me. Turns out her eyebrows were always like that. For a while, I thought she was a goth chola. Kaboom.
What's that?
What's a goth chola? You know what a chola is? You do?
No.
Oh, okay. Well,
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but that's okay. It's okay.
That's all right. Yeah, no, I wasn't. I wouldn't expect anything unexpected with you. Yeah, so about it, but it's good training for life in general. But anyway, a cholo. So jokes are always better when you explain them. A cholo is one of these people. Usually people that they look like they might be gangbangers. You know, they have the wife beater or the white t-shirt, maybe the plaid shirt that's only buttoned at the neck.
Really?
Yes, and maybe they have dungarees or jeans, or maybe some pants that are nice and iron a lot of, or they might have shorts, and then they might be walking around with slippers and socks. Anyway, and the women, the girl version of that, I mean the women that they hang out are known as cholas, because that's feminist.
You know that? You know that, Ruby?
I mean,
I'm from New York. What do I?
well, I know. Why would you bother? I mean, it's maybe another decade, then it becomes thing, and that's all the way in East LA.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
why would you? I mean,
I'm from the fashion town of New York.
and from Silmar, right? Well, there you have. Those are different, right? Yeah, you have different Mexicans over there.
Oh, well.
They have different Mexicans in New York. They're called Puerto Ricans, and they don't.
That's right.
And people don't. Well, people don't. Yes, but thank you for the. Anyway, no, the people don't understand the difference. They just think a Puerto Rican is a Mexican from New York. It's different.
Well,
you know, right? Thank you. But anyway, what I wanted to say is people don't understand the difference. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. It's an island, but it's part of this country. You know what happens? So when a Puerto Rican is already a U.S. citizen. So when they come to the United States, the mainland, they're allowed to stay. They're citizens, and they're allowed to vote and everything. And they don't have to worry about being deported.
Right.
So you know what that means? So Mexicans, on the other hand, if they're from Mexico, they have to worry about being able to stay here.
No, they don't have to worry. They just have to do it legally.
Yeah, have you been watching the news? Yes. No, it's not true. Even if they do it legally, they don't get. But really, I wasn't trying to do this as a conversation. I'm trying to make it right. Anyway.
You heard that's fake news, right? No.
Anyway. No, you just have to say, no, you just say, Israel is never wrong. I said, those poor Israeli snipers and those awful Palestinian kids who keep running right into the bullets. When are they going to stop doing it? We want us to feel sorry for them. Anyway.
That's because they take money and orders from Hamas.
And you know who gives money to Hamas?
Yeah, Iran.
No, Benjamin Netanyahu. In fact, he told people in the Knesset. That's their version of Parliament, but not the George Clinton kind. Or their House of Representatives.
But that's all.
I'm trying to make a point. You keep interrupting me.
Yeah, because it's all garbage.
It's not garbage. How would you know? I haven't finished, and I'm telling jokes, and it's not garbage. No, they deported. No. They deported someone in Maryland who was doing everything legally with the father of a kid, had a work permit to stay here, had a job with a union. They deported him. Trump even admitted that he was wrong, and they still won't bring him back. Thank you. So that's not garbage. Now let me finish. Please let me finish.
I hope you don't have high blood pressure.
I don't know here.
Take a break.
No, I'm not taking. No. No. We're gonna take a break and assume that you're gonna stop talking and let me start talking. No, I'm not. I'm not buying it. Anyway. A Mexican isn't guaranteed to be a citizen when he comes here. So sometimes they have to work harder. What I'm trying to say is a Puerto Rican is a Mexican that you can't send back. Kaboom.
That part.
Thank you. Don't you love waiting for the punchline?
Yes.
It's not any news to me.
What, waiting for the punchline?
Right.
So you knew that joke?
Sure.
I was salivating.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was dating a clown.
A lot of passion.
A lot of frustration. Oh yeah, passion.
Oh, yeah, I like passion.
I know, I think do you have the same conversations with the movie theaters?
What movie did?
I mean, with the movie screen or the TV screen.
This is an open night.
I know, but do you think that? But oh wait, do you do this at plays too?
No, that's right.
But I'm still trying to. But this wasn't supposed to be a dialogue. I'm still doing something like a monologue.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Beats me.
I know, but no, I'd like to see Hamlet with you. Come on, Hamlet, that guy's dead. You're holding his skull and it's not attached to anything.
Good, you have humor, yes, Tom. Good. Thank God. Take it easy. I didn't say.
Or Macbeth. Oh, what do you mean you can't get the blood off your hand? Just scrub harder.
All right. Good
See
job.
how I made those literary references?
Good job.
Thank you. Anyway, so yes, I was dating a clown. Or at least it was better than dating a mime. You never knew what she was thinking. It was all, and I couldn't really tell if she meant it or meant what she was saying. And the worst part of it, she never knew the safe word. She'd never say it. I said, I can't stop it. You don't say the safe word. Kaboom.
In the jaw. Oh, watch out.
Bring it back to when I met her, I was driving my Mini Cooper. That's why I think she liked my car because it was so small, you know? And then she'd want to invite her friends over, and I thought we were going to do something really hot. All they wanted to do was see how many of them could get in the car. Then they want to go, so like I said, oh, maybe we're going to a bigger house. And no, they just want to go to the parade and get out and run around and get back in. Kaboom. I'm sorry, I'm Mark. I mean, yeah, one way, but...
Would you like a drink?
Sure.
What would you like?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'll have a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, right.
Well, since you're so New York themed.
I know. It's too far away.
Oh.
New York from here.
Oh, now it's New York. You brought everything over. New York this, New York that. Oh.
No.
I want a Long Island iced. Oh, that's so far away.
Well, they don't have a liquor license.
Pardon? They don't have a liquor. You're right. There was a. Okay.
So I was making.
Well, I'll have a
in New York.
I'll have a Diet Coke.
A Diet Coke.
Yes.
With ice.
Sure. Thank you. Oh, are you leaving now?
Yeah, because it's gonna be late. We're supposed to be out here at 9:30. It's already.
All right. No, I'm sorry. Well, I swear I would have been faster through my. Thank you. What's your name? Hi, Ruby. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And I've got. So I don't know if you do stand up or anything.
Oh, I just did mine.
No, but what?
You were late.
I'm saying on another day.
Oh,
Or was this your last performance ever? No, if it
Now that
wasn't.
the Lord keep me on this earth, it won't be my last.
Right. So you can still Friday and Saturday.
No. Fridays and Saturdays. Friday, I'm at home chilling. Saturday, I'm chilling. Sunday.
No, we're still gonna have the mic, but you can show up if you want. You're not obliged. I'm just offering you.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
you're not required. I'm not your parole officer.
Well, the thing is, because I'm on the bus and I live so far away.
How far away do you live?
In Woodland Hills.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so you know, over
Yeah.
there in that neighborhood, they don't like the buses to run all night.
Right.
So I have to.
No, I
giddy up.
understand. Well, I was just saying, if
Giddy
you,
up.
if you wanted to, not obliged, you know.
If, you know, as long as someone can give me a ride home at that time, I'll be.
That maybe because I mean sometimes it goes pretty late here.
Yeah, if someone lives that way, I prefer if you live that way.
Well, you know the way they live
over here, and then take me all the way over there.
Well, the way they live in Woodland Hills is sort of the way they live here.
No,
you know it isn't. No.
I had to tell the girl. She said, "Ruby, I'll come and get you." I said, "But you live right down the street from the church. Why would you come way?"
No, but I mean they live the same way. They eat the same. They walk the same. They talk the same.
So they can come the same.
Right. I suppose I never. I wasn't that invasive. I am.
But I gotta go, guys.
She has to
You guys
go.
have a blessed one, okay?
She wants you
Till
to-
next Wednesday.
Good. Thank you. So, Madam, what is your heritage?
Chinese.
Chinese?
Pure Chinese.
Pardon?
Pure Chinese.
Pure Chinese? Okay. Ni hao ma.
you?
Yes.
Okay, your diaper.
Thank you. Estoy muy agradecido.
You're very welcome.
For a minute, I thought you might be Filipina.
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
I don't know Filipino.
It's not an insult. You just look like you could be from the. Well, of course, a lot of people from the Philippines have Chinese ancestry.
They have 70%. Filipino, they have a 70%. They have a Chinese birth.
Chinese what?
70% of Filipino, they have Chinese blood.
Yes. So it would make sense. So I was wondering, in case you're, because I work in a lot of hospitals. So in case you were Filipina, I wanted to be extra nice to you because I probably would run into you. Kaboom. That's supposed to be funny because so many people who work in hospitals are Filipino or Filipina. I have jokes about ointment. They're not that funny, but they are topical. I have jokes about electrons. They're not that funny, but they are current.
That's a fact.
I have jokes about melanoma. They're not that funny, but they will grow on you. Biden was just diagnosed with cancer. You know, he's prostate cancer. And there's something funny about prostate cancer. There is, I just can't put my finger on it. Kaboom. Okay, there's something funny about a prostate exam. I just can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, right.
Kaboom. See, I thought that would... So cancer, I thought it would metastasize into something funny. So there's a history of OCD and cancer in my family. So every 2 jokes I tell, I have to tell 2 more. Get it? 2 more. Kaboom. So much life. I'm wondering, maybe I should live stream my my colonoscopy. No, but you don't have to be in it. I don't. No, you said no, thank you. I didn't.
No, thank you.
No, I didn't. I wasn't. I don't want to be selfish, but I wasn't. I was just going to do it myself, but.
Oh, okay.
One thing is I haven't. The VA never asked me to do a colonoscopy. I think they're trying to save money.
Oh.
Because I don't know if they'll pay for it. My girlfriend wants me to get a colonoscopy. But you know, I knew an English teacher. She was so cheap, she had a semi-colonoscopy. Kaboom. And she had a doctor who couldn't spell, and he put her in an artificial comma.
I'll teach her.
Yeah.
Let's see, what other corny jokes can I do?
That's all right.
So are you excited about Pride Month? No, anybody?
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, me neither. Well, so I worked with a lot of lesbians in the Army, and I always thought they had the hardest time, especially in the Army, because everyone thought, why should this group of people get their casual clothes for free? Kaboom. Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm Richie the C. Please forget you heard this set.
Night, Friday and Saturday night.
Friday and Saturday night near the NoHo diner.
Right on.
But
so
females are allowed too.
everybody for coming tonight, and that's our show for tonight. And come back next Friday and Saturday night is Richie the C,
Yes.
who was my guest tonight, and had a lot of good energy out there, and we hope that you come out and check out the room. It's exciting. You meet all kinds of talents. And we're here on Wednesday night from 7:30 to 9:30. And it's a shorter evening, and we have poets, we have comics, we have singers, dancers, even we have actors, of course.
I'm sorry, Jim. I didn't even realize the camera was there. I kept looking at my...
Actors and, performers telling stories, storytellers.
What about the puppeteers?
And if you have puppets, your puppeteers, you're welcome. They'll be up here. We have a platform. You have to bring a curtain if you need, or your own setup. but you're welcome to do your puppeteer work as well. That's one of the arts, you know? It's almost a forgotten art these days, so if you want to bring it back, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for, to bring back the talent, give
Don't you know
opportunity
someone who does puppets?
to new performers.
Who does puppets? Someone does puppets.
Oh, Sid and Steve.
No, your girlfriend.
Paula Horowitz.
Right,
yeah,
Paula.
yeah. We have a couple of friends that had their own professional puppeteer show in Vegas. So it's up to them if they want to come back. They do know, and that would be wonderful too. So thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed the food, and I hope you enjoyed the experience today. And it's always nice. So if you would make a comment on our YouTube, you have to do a comment. We appreciate a constructive comment, a nice comment. If you don't like it, well, come back and tell me so I know. I don't need the whole world to know. Because we don't, it's hard to get people to come, even though we're doing this for free. All of us are doing it for free. All 3 nights of open mic. So that's a great thing.
Are you Justine Visone on Instagram?
Oh, that'd be nice.
No, what are you on? What's your name on Instagram?
Just Justine Visone.
Didn't put
Okay.
you on or something?
No, I didn't put in about the, he's gonna do it for me.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Does it have
You
about the?
found it.
Yeah, you found it.
Okay, so does it say about the open mic though? Because I didn't.
I didn't go to the page. It just,
Oh.
it's one of those things where you put it in, you put in the name and then it shows your avatar to show that the account does exist.
It does exist.
Yes, you know, like when you write someone's email,
Right.
and then suddenly it has, the thing shows up and it has their picture.
Right.
Yeah, so that's how I knew I found it.
Oh, okay.
It's there.
If you want to do it for me and set it up, set the open
What,
mic on Wednesday, 3 guys.
But what?
On Instagram.
Oh. Okay.
The show is called Justine and Harry.
Justine and Harry, okay. That's not when Justine met Harry?
Yes, you could say that.
Okay.
That would not be good. It goes good with the joke, you're right. And make a comment, and what else, Jimmy?
Like, subscribe, and hit
Subscribe,
notification.
And what else?
Like,
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
notification.
And what was the last one?
Notification.
Notification. What's that about?
You get notified when a video gets put up.
Oh, okay, a notification. He needs to know.
Oh, that would be cool.
That would put when it's going to come up.
Vince was watching it every week. See when
Okay.
that went up.
It's been running right along though for the last 4 months. And we always mention your Friday and Saturday night.
Thank you.
I say Richie the C. Okay? Thank you, Jimmy.
All right, bye. Bye, everyone.
What's your Instagram, Jimmy? Do you have?